What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Minds of Mayhem. Last night was the Royal Rumble live stream with Minds of Mayhem. If you haven't watched it yet, it's still in our playlist. Check it out. Leave a comment. Of course, we have reactions towards it, so it was a good show overall last night. We had a great time last night. 4 hours is crazy. That's all I can say.
Oh boy,
Yeah, but overall, it was a good show. I can say that it was a great show.
hell of a show.
So, and plus, it's like a lot of stuff have happened between the new winners, Cody going, Cody being Cody, and then of course the tag team match. Tag team match was okay, but the ending was kind of like confusing a little bit, and we don't know where it goes from there. But we had some surprises. Some people that wasn't there that everybody was expecting wasn't there.
hmm
But overall, like I said, still say it was a great show. But how you feel about the show yesterday, bro? I mean, you saw,
I'm gonna say this is like the second best Royal Rumble in a while.
you said second.
Second
What was
compared
the fir-
to
what was the first for you?
which one was that? I want to say 2011,
That was when who won that one? I think
Del Rio.
yeah, that was the 40-man one, which didn't make sense at all.
I mean,
You had just a
no,
bunch of
actually, I take that back. 2004.
that was one in Philly.
Yeah,
That was
I said it.
what Benoit winning it, putting Big Show
Benoit
on there.
winning it. Mick Foley coming back. Um,
The Goldberg and Brock Lesnar feud started there.
yup, yup,
You still had
and
the Shawn Michaels and Triple H feud going too.
yup. Undertaker make a cameo.
Yeah, his music. Then you had a lot. It was a lot of stuff going on that night.
A
Of course,
lot.
the birth of Cena being one of those top guys, somewhat.
Yeah. Um, Outside of it being like the star-studded Royal Rumble that everybody advertised it to be, um, this was one of those Royal Rumbles where we predicted who was going to win, but they threw an interesting curveball into giving it to Jay, and
We're gonna talk about that. So
yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But I applaud WWE for that, um, mainly because of that curveball and where it was going to go.
I agree 100% because for it to be the way it was set up, you can't be mad at the outcome.
Oh,
Unlike some other people, because I don't know what's going on, but people are like upset about it. I'm like, why? But we'll get into that. So
fickle.
let's get started as we call this the rundown. All right, so like I said, we get started off with that topic because we did. Like I said, if you check our Instagram, also our YouTube page, the short of us losing our mind as this man won the Royal Rumble this year. Yeet Mania. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Jay Uso has won the 2025 Royal Rumble, where this Royal Rumble was star-studded. You had guys like Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. The list goes on and on. Joe Hendry. The list goes on and on. And for it to be Jay winning it, it's so like great and good for him because he's been in a lot of world title matches, and of course he's lost them, but we never turned our back on him. Basically, he basically stood by him and said, "Look, your time is coming." It almost his time almost came at Saturday night main event against Gunter.
Mm-hmm.
He came this close to beating him for that world championship. Now he's in the Royal Rumble, comes in at a proper number, does what he's supposed to do, finish the job, and eliminates John Cena,
Mm-hmm.
who I will get into a minute. Well, in our last topic, but yeah, as you can tell in our reaction, we was hyped. We was like losing our mind, edge of the seat, just waiting for what's going on. Like we were just like, cause it came to a moment where we thought Logan Paul was going to win. It came to that moment. I was so happy. I'm like, thank God. I cannot deal with Twitter and then me looking like, why let Logan Paul have this? What was the purpose?
Mm-hmm.
It was like so much. But how did you feel about Jay winning the Royal Rumble this year?
Well,
As he
glad you asked.
as he puts his shimmies on. Yeah,
All right, that's enough.
we
Anyway,
copyright, copyright, copyright.
um, my God, this was one of those things where the man deserved it. He deserved
Agreed,
it.
agreed.
I can't fathom who would be upset to see somebody who's come close many times, didn't complain, didn't bitch, didn't moan, and he always said, "My time's coming."
Yep,
So if you see a guy like that who's taken so many L's and come so close, and he finally wins the big one, how can you get upset at that?
that is
It makes
true.
no sense.
Yeah,
And then we sit here and say, "Oh, CM Punk's going, CM Punk's going to win. John Cena's going to win. Roman Reigns is going to win.
Seth Rollins,
Seth Rollins is going to win."
Drew McIntyre.
All of those guys, yeah, they could have won it, but if we're going to feed into the fact that WrestleMania is going to be bigger than the last one, Jey Uso, all the way.
Yeah, yes. At the same time, too, if you watch the commercials and everything, who's in the front and center of the commercial WrestleMania? Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be in Vegas this year, so it's like it's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
For Jay to have this moment in the ring, then Cena puts him over, like past basically like it's basically saying this is your time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's big enough as it is. Then he brings Pat, Wade Barrett, and Michael Cole, who is white of white. That man
Yep.
has no rhythm at all.
Yep.
Love Michael Cole, but that man ain't got no rhythm at all.
Yep.
They all doing the yeet movement in the ring. Then he gets his son Jason there.
Yep.
That was cool too. His son Jace love him some Crocs. I give him that. I never see him wearing any sneakers or nothing. That man love him some Crocs.
It's the island of them.
Yeah, you ain't lying. And then to top it off, of course we see behind this. Of course, we see behind the scenes where we
Hmm.
see Jimmy's waiting for Jay to come back there, hand him his new shirt. He has, the winner of the 2025 World Rumble.
Hmm.
Then you see Jacob back there. Basically, this is like kayfabe. Basically, it's like it's not kayfabe. This is like family.
Exactly.
For them to have that, and then they just like shower him with love. It's perfect. I just hate the fact that we have some idiots out here that are
Idiot.
so quick to be like, "Yo, Jay didn't deserve this. Jay just had a title shot. Why does he need another title shot?" Okay, listen here, dumbasses.
Tell him.
One, Jay Uso is one of the most over talents in today's wrestling,
Tell
if
him.
not the talent that's over right now.
Tell him.
Simple fact that nobody in their right mind picked Jay to win that. The
Hmm.
main people that was picked to win that was either going to be Cena or CM Punk. Between them two,
Hmm.
you throw Roman in there as well, but Roman is like his story is yet to be told. But for them, for people to be upset saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a horrible match at WrestleMania because Jay don't know other moves," come on, man! Like, look, it's wrestlers that's been in the business for the longest that has only like three moves to their repertoire. So we can't get mad at Jay if it's like granted, we know Jay can probably do more moves, but it is what it is. It just that I hate the fact that there's a lot of fans that have to be like, "Yo, we don't want this, we want that." Here's my thing: you get upset when the part timers get the spotlight, but when they don't give the part timers the spotlight, you'll be like, "Oh, I don't even want this. I hated this." Not Jay Uso. Should have been Drew McIntyre. For what? Don't get me wrong. Drew McIntyre had a great year this year, but it wouldn't have made sense for Drew to win because
Hmm.
Drew still got to fight his demons in the bloodline. Then on top of that, it was it was a lot, man. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of people on social media just bash him. Jay deserves this so much, and it's not even funny. For that
Hmm.
man to be like Biggie said during the post show, that man was broke at one point, all this and that. Been through the tag division, never thought he was gonna get that opportunity to be a singles competitor. Finally gets it. He's the most loved wrestler today right now. Then of course to see his dad watching him win the Royal Rumble. Cause I think they had cause I think he was at a Mark Henry event and it was
Hmm.
Mark Henry, Chavo Guerrero, Buff Bagwell. It was like a mixture of just wrestlers all together watching the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And for Rikishi to see his son win it, Rikishi was like happy because remember we had this conversation before where
Hmm.
Rikishi was like push the Yeet Man, and we was like, look, Jay's time is coming, just relax.
Hmm.
So this time now, Road to WrestleMania, this is Jay Uso's time, and he deserves it 1,000%.
Yep.
And tomorrow night, most likely we'll find out who he's picking for WrestleMania, which in all likelihood will probably be Gunter. Now, if it's a swerve, he picks Cody. That's going to be a little different.
And see, that's the thing. I feel like 9 times out of 10, like you said, he's probably going to pick Gunter. But if he does end up picking Cody, it's like I
Maybe,
can't blame you.
hey, right.
I, I can't blame you at all. Like, and then you see the trajectory going forward if he does make that choice for Cody. Like the whole entire family is on SmackDown. So if you even decide to say, "Hey, me and Cody 1-on-1," imagine the future title defenses that could spark him versus Cody rematch or him versus the entire bloodline, defending his title. And of course, the big one being him versus Roman. And that could definitely draw some money over there on the SmackDown side. But at the same time, him versus Gunter tells an even better story because of Saturday night's main event and him having previous title shots before where he's come so close. And then on top of that, his Intercontinental Championship run. He
Yeah,
only held it for 3 weeks.
yeah, it was short lived.
Very short lived. So I want to see him get the heavyweight championship. And I definitely have predictions for Elimination Chamber, but we'll save that for future episode. But Jay Uso, I feel like needs to solidify his legacy going against Gunther, and what story that could be at WrestleMania. It's only right.
Yeah, I agree 100%, bro. And the fact that basically with them having Jay win the Royal Rumble, that's basically telling you they trust this man with the company.
Hmm.
Like he's one of the guys that you can count on for the company. Cause think about it, you see Jay in like all these like commercials with Slim Jim, the new
Hmm.
top, the new Topps card commercial,
Hmm.
of course the cricket commercials.
Yup.
So it's like he has like that time has that ability to be the guy in WWE.
Yup.
And like I said, the biggest endorsement he had was Cena last night. Cena raised his hand, gave him a hug, everything in the book.
Yeah.
All I know is that, like I said, right now is Jay Uso's time. As his song says, just me. He needs to now capitalize on this moment and go get that world championship at Mania.
Hmm. Let's go, Oos.
Yep, I agree 100%, bro. All right, so that was our first topic, ladies and gentlemen. Second topic, of course, we got to talk about the women's Royal Rumble, right? We got to talk about it. And it's only right that we talk about it.
Hmm.
The Queen has returned to her throne. Charlotte Flair, after being out for an entire year, has come back to claim her rightfully place on the throne and win the Women's Royal Rumble and become the first woman to win it
Hmm.
two times. Two times. So everybody in this Women's Royal Rumble was expecting a lot of like surprises and everything like that. The thing is, though, that match it was mainly NXT based. If you think about it,
Yeah.
we had
In a
Jalen
way.
Parker, we had Roxanne Perez, we had Julia, Stephanie Valkyrie, Lash Legend. We had a mixture of women from NXT.
God bless.
Of course, we had the re-debuting of Jordan Grace as a WWE superstar, where she showed out. Of course, speaking of Jordan Grace, it was a video of Jordan Grace fighting with Bianca, right? And Bianca, so she had punched Bianca, and Bianca had fell on Naomi, and you see her stomping Naomi's back, and then stomping Bianca's back into Naomi's like I guess like her section or area,
Hmm.
and you see Bianca start laughing. I'm like, yo, they having
Just
too much
cracking
fun.
up. Just
They having,
cracking up.
they having too much fun at this point.
Just
Luckily,
dying. I seen
nobody
that
really
earlier.
noticed it, but it's like somebody had like posted. I'm like, I didn't notice it at all, but for me to see that, I'm happy. They're having fun. I give them that. They're having great
Just
fun.
straight cracking up.
Right? She was just like laughing it up, and Bianca's goofy, so it only makes sense. And then of course you see Bianca grabbing Jordan Grace's hair.
Now that.
That's kind of like telling a little bit of story if you think about it, because
Now that.
that jealousy. Because she remember Naomi was in Jordan Grace was like cool in
Hmm.
TNA, and they was buddies. And for them to hug that long, and then you see Bianca just like literally grab her by her hair and pull her off, and say, "Who is this?" That shows that
Hmm.
jealousy a little bit.
Uh,
It has you think about did she attack Jade? We'll save that for later date, for next episode possibly. Let's get back to the Rumble. So Charlotte wins. Now she's back in the prime position to main event WrestleMania again, and
hmm.
possibly either choose Rhea Ripley one more time or go for the new blood and Tiffany Stratton. In your mind, who should she pick? But we should all know who she should pick for real.
I know who she's gonna pick, but last I checked, the score was 1-1 between Charlotte and Rhea.
Ooh, that is true. That is
Just
true.
saying. Just saying.
As WrestleMania
Um,
matches, definitely that is true.
they 1-1. So I would love to see that. At the same time, I even seeing the clip of what Rhea was talking about on, I think it was Twitter, and I get it. I get it from Rhea's perspective. Between her and Charlotte, she's done. I'm like, listen. I don't blame you. I don't blame you not one bit. But I would definitely love to see Tiffany Stratton uh, up her game against Charlotte Flair, mainly because of one, athleticism is going to be ridiculous in that match. I know that for a fact.
Big time.
And then on top of that, this is one of those things where even if Tiffany Stratton loses at WrestleMania against Charlotte, Tiffany Stratton is over as fuck, win or lose.
Yes, 1,000%.
And and that's one of the things that I've been telling people, like Tiffany Stratton, even when even when men, even winning Money in the Bank, she's automatically main event status right then and there, regardless of what anybody says. Yeah, you can say she hasn't really put in that much work, but still, like, she's a former NXT champion, and if she gets this, well, she's already got the championship. But if she makes this like a reign that's longer than just WrestleMania and goes beyond that, there's nothing you can say about Tiffany Stratton that would dictate the work that she's put in as one of the top females in WWE,
That is true.
bar, bar none. So again, we know who she's going to pick, but I want to see that tiebreaker.
Yeah, because Rhea and Charlotte has always put on great matches because both of them are physically gifted. Both of them are like it tells a story. But this
Hmm.
Tiffany and Charlotte match is going to feed families because the athleticism, it's going to be crazy for them to. And plus, it's
Hmm.
like you're looking at the past, looking at his current, present, and future.
Yeah.
Because think about both of them are athletically gifted,
Hmm.
and for them to have this match against each other, you know who's going to come out on top.
This
So
is true.
all in all, like I said, the Queen is back, back to claim which she rightfully wants to has that championship around her waist again. Because she's trying to become like her father, like a 16-time champion. Because she's almost there,
Don't get me started on that one though.
man. Like I said, Charlotte being back was great, and I think in her interview she was saying that her robe was hard to come off because she said it was like hard to get off, so she had to break the she had to break
She
the
had to break the sleeve.
yeah. All in all, welcome back to the Queen. I mean, did she need to win the Royal Rumble? Not really, but it's like main thing is though is like what do you do with it? Because nobody. I mean, you could have went to EO possibly. You could have went to maybe Naomi or Bianca
I
or
was I was
somebody from
100%. Yeah, I was 100% cheering for Nia Jax to win that one off the strength of one, the rivalry between both Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Like
Yeah.
that, I feel like, and I know I get it from certain fans saying that her being transferred over to Raw was cutting short of a potential rivalry between her and Tiffany. I get it and I understand it
She got
completely.
transferred.
No, she's on Raw, like officially on Raw.
No, they didn't really announce that she was officially on Raw. If I missed that, I gotta catch it. I gotta look at it again because
Yeah, she
I know.
she's on Raw because
But
her is her. I think Bailey's on Raw now.
Let me go check right quick just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, because after that whole, like I said, after that whole thing with Rhea Ripley and her coming out on Monday Night Raw, was shocked the hell out of me. You would have thought that Nia Jax would be the odds-on favorite to definitely win the Royal Rumble, face Rhea Ripley, take that championship, and go on a monstrous run. But
I'm looking at it now, bro. Nia Jax still on SmackDown.
is she on SmackDown?
She's still on SmackDown because you know the rosters and everything. She's still on SmackDown.
Hmm.
I think they just made that match up for her and Rhea to fight for the Saturday Night Main Event thing. That was it. Just because. Because other than that, she's
Uh,
still on SmackDown.
that makes sense. But
Yeah.
either way, if she would have won that, even
It's
if she
only, bro. I'm looking at the free. They got a free. They have a free agent selection on the WWE.com, and there's only two free agents: Brock Lesnar and Omos
Brock Lesnar is still on the roster,
as a free agent.
Jesus
But
Christmas.
after yesterday, he ain't coming back no time soon.
Yeah, because yeah.
His name has been finally announced on that case.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
back anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
But all in all, like I said, the Queen is back. Let's just see where this goes from here for her. Because, like I
Well,
said, we know where she's going to be facing WrestleMania, possibly.
well, there goes the pain.
Oh Lord! All right, so let's move on to the next topic, which is Cody went full Homelander on KO. When I tell you that wasn't a match, that was a fight. Remember the shirt KO had on? The Canadian with the son of a Canadian.
Canadian
What is it?
security
The Canadian
systems
Dream.
technician.
The Canadian Dream, the son of a security system technician. Like what? KO shirt game is unmatched. He trolls a lot with his shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you know every shirt he puts on, it has a story to it. Like for instance, when he fought Rey Mysterio, he had the Hall of Fame shirt on of Rey Mysterio. When he
Yep.
fought Jimmy, he had on Naomi's shirt.
Oh, that was disrespectful.
That was funny
That
as
was
hell.
that was wow.
It's like he picks and chooses who he wants a shirt to wear. But for him to wear that shirt saying the Canadian Dream,
The
and we kept making up the
Canadian
songs. The
Canadian
Canadian Dream.
dream.
That was so funny. But the match overall, it was all over the place. We see Cody and them hit each other with beers and everything in the face. Then of course ladders. We see this little small ladder.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we see some spots that was crazy spots from the suplexes to like KO's back of his head getting hit on the back of the ladder.
Mm,
Then Cody getting like I think what suplex onto a ladder and
mm.
not move for a second. Then of course we see Cody see red basically. Once he saw red, that was it. That man went full Homelander on KO.
Oh,
Sammy comes out. He didn't get involved, but he came out. He literally tried to help KO a little bit, but he didn't get involved, which is good. He didn't need to get involved. So
yeah.
that
That's
then KO low blows KO. I mean no KO low blows Cody.
mm-hmm.
Cody counters that and he's trying to apologize to the ladder. Next thing you know, Cody hit him with the Alabama slam through the ladder. His head is through one of the sections of the ladder. Bro, this match was deadly and blood and everything. Like I said, this wasn't a match. This was a legit fight. Like you had to throw up the X for him. Like literally, come on now. What's your thoughts on
Cody,
it, bro? God,
Cody, Cody, Cody. We know that you are the American Nightmare, but you ain't had to turn into the Canadian Killer, bruh.
the Canadian
Like
killer.
this man, I know I joke around and say that this man looks like John F. Kennedy, but yeah, he definitely did turn into Homelander and just went ape shit and killed this man live on national television. Just I had a darker joke than that, but I'm gonna make sure we don't get canceled. So with that being said, Cody, you ain't have to do that. You going to jail. I don't care.
Not jail.
He, what's that famous line off of Steve Wilkos? You going to jail now. You going to jail now, bruh. And then there's talks that even Cody's injured, and he
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
They
that was
don't know.
yeah. That was not during the pre-show. I mean the post-show. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. They don't know if Cody's going to ever. Well, not ever compete, but they don't know if he's going to compete at Mania. In which we know that they're going to inject that man with steroids, a couple of stem cells. He'll be back out there.
You said steroids and stem cells. That is crazy.
He's like Patrick Mahomes from last year. You know, hurts his ankle. They inject him with something. He's back out in the field running 450s and all of that other stuff. Yeah, yeah. That's exactly how Cody's going to be treated. I'll be damned if I don't see adrenaline in my soul. Something Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. That's going to be wild. That's going to be disappointment. All the little Cody maniacs out there are going to be disappointed if you can't compete at WrestleMania.
Man, like I said, when you see it like that, not only does you see Cody side of him, like normally Cody is like the happy-go-lucky and everything, but like this situation with KO basically turning him into a different person, it made most up sense. Cause think about it, we had Cody last year, which was his story. He finished it finally and won the
Hmm.
WWE Championship,
Yep.
and he's going on to have great matches with everybody. And now it's like he's getting tired of KO because KO was jealous of Cody. We already know this.
Hmm.
He's jealous of Cody because think about it. KO has been in WWE for years. Hasn't been world champion since 2017.
Yep.
It's been that long. He's been tag team champion.
Hmm.
He has been like US champion and everything, but as world champion, he hasn't even sniffed it. He's had matches, like
Hmm.
CM Punk said, at every Royal Rumble, he fumbles the championship match. It is something with him about these matches. I don't. It's crazy.
Hmm.
But all in all, this match was not. I can't keep. It's not. It wasn't a match. It was basically just a fight. It was a fight to the death, basically.
Yeah.
Like you said, now with Cody having injuries, if anything, this probably helped Cody. Remember how last year when Seth got hurt and Seth didn't defend the belt until Mania?
Hmm.
They can go that route if they want to. Now I know this. Now I know Elimination Chamber coming up. Most likely, once we find out what's going on tomorrow, who's going to pick what tomorrow, we'll
Hmm.
know what's going to happen with these qualifying matches. Because with them happening now coming up, we got to find out who's going to be at Elimination Chamber. We already know Cena's going to be in it
Yep.
because Cena had announced it during the post show, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Hmm.
'Cause what Cena said, it don't sound like regular Cena. That's all I can say.
Boy, boy, it don't.
It sounds like a totally different Cena. But all in all, yeah, like I said, Cody went full Homelander on KO. KO was like, oh, you know what? I'm getting too old for this shit. Basically, did one of the Donald Glover ones. No, Danny Glover, not Donald.
Down to the last minute detail.
Right. Let's move to the next topic, which is where does Road to WrestleMania lead to now? As I was saying, we talk about Cena. Cena basically went full like, you know what? I deserve it. This is what he said last night. And I quote, he said this. John Cena basically said himself that main event WrestleMania is what best for business. He said he's done with the goodwill. He deserves to be the main event WrestleMania for all his hard work, which is true. He has been the flagship WWE for years. He's saying winning Elimination Chamber and winning number 17 he's gonna go for that.
Hmm.
Basically, Cena's saying he's tired of being pushed over. He wants that 17 ring as champion. Now the question is, will it happen at Mania? Because now the thing is though, now he's supposed to be going back to I think Bulgaria or somewhere to do a movie.
Hmm.
So he'll be doing that movie for a few weeks while the rest of the people fight for the
The qualifiers.
prime matches. And like he said, 5 people have enough time to talk trash about me while I'm going. And the thing is,
And,
like he's gonna be in Toronto too, so it's
yep.
like
And
where
I
can we go from here?
and with that, put it to you like this: WWE planted a seed like nobody else has done, or like they haven't done in a while.
Uh,
And every story was told with the final, I want to say the final five people in the
I would
Royal
say
Rumble.
6. I think it was 6.
No, with the exception of the winner. That's why I said five. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like the Elimination Chamber, and I'm gonna say one of these names, CM Punk, is only right because even though, like I said, with the Royal Rumble topic, everybody was hoping that CM Punk would finally win a Royal Rumble and finally main event WrestleMania for the first time ever in his career. Um, with that being said, if John Cena is to turn heel,
What should be like a
I'm with
heel?
it. I'm with it. I may not like the guy character wise, but to see John Cena turn heel and fuck somebody up, I will wear every bit of his merchandise, even if it turns black and white. I don't care. Let this man turn heel.
Especially with his last year being this year. So uh, like I said, with that Elimination Chamber match happening, the stories at the ending of that Royal Rumble, basically you had, of course, Punk,
Hmm.
Roman, and Seth.
Hmm.
I think I don't know why. I got a feeling we're gonna get Roman versus Seth Mania, possibly.
I feel like that's going to be the case too.
And Drew, now Drew's situation, we don't know where that goes for him because he has beef with Punk, he has beef with Roman, he don't like Seth, he don't like Sammy. So it's like we don't know where that goes for him. Now, if you catch last night, there was reports about um, Drew McIntyre being upset after the Royal Rumble. Cause I guess somebody had went over their time and basically was like trying to get themselves over and everything with moves and stuff.
Hmm.
They didn't say the name, but they said one superstar pissed a lot of people off in that ring. So I watched it. So I watched it back to see what made Drew or see what made them mad in the ring. It was Logan Paul. Remember, Logan Paul was basically doing the grandstanding and everything, after doing his moves and everything, getting hyped for no reason, getting himself over.
Yep.
That's just my take. I think it was him. I could be wrong, but it's like we don't know where Drew gonna go from here now because it's like he's basically in the back burner now of this CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins situation.
Hmm.
Now, if my thing is, if you're gonna have Seth and Roman at WrestleMania, possibly, does Punk use the favor that Heyman owes him to possibly get a world title shot at Mania? Because you gotta remember something. Paul is the wise man, but Paul's a Hall of Famer now. He has a lot of pull. He can get it done possibly. So that's the only thing where that goes from there. Because the whole situation. Then you see Roman talking to Punk after they eliminate each other, saying, "We were just teaming each other about a month ago." Next thing you know, you see Seth come over there and stomp him with both his feet, not just one, both his feet. Like it's so many directions they can go with this. That's why I love how Triple H is doing the booking now, because just to think we can go so many directions with the story,
Hmm.
and we don't know where it can go. Because you got still the
Hmm.
Drew factor, you still got the Seth factor, Punk factor, Roman factor, even Sammy for real.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't know where it could go.
Yeah. I
And
put
it,
it to you like this.
Mhm.
I put it to you like this. If we're all gonna speculate what this favor is that you know Paul has for Punk, Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I mean that's possible, bro. Like I said, we're weeks away from it, so we have time to build up for Chamber. It's just
Hmm.
that where is it going to go from there? And plus, here's another factor you got to add into it. If he's going to be a part of Mania this year, The Rock
That too.
still got him. So it's like I don't know what they're going to do with this. I honestly do not know. All I know is, like I said, the road to WrestleMania right now is we already have two people that's going to Mania. That's Charlotte and Jay. They have their matches most likely on card. It's just
Hmm.
that now, where do you go with the other stars? Like, where do you go with Roman and Seth and Punk and McIntyre? On the women's side, where do you go with Nia Jax, Bianca and Naomi, Liv and Raquel? Like, it's like, where do you go with all these characters? And like this, like I said, you have weeks to build up WrestleMania. You have plenty of
Hmm.
time. It's just
Hmm.
the fact of how you're going to build this story for everybody that's going to be involved.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, tomorrow night is basically the starting gear shift to WrestleMania for the road, basically. The road to WrestleMania, basically.
Yep.
That's where it really starts tomorrow night. It started with the winners, but specifically tomorrow night is the starting of the engines for it. All I say is buckle up.
Buckle up, y'all.
All right, so that was all our topic for tonight. So we're gonna get into this last situation, and then we're gonna head out of here. Like I said, this episode was gonna be a little smaller because we had a 4 hour live stream last night. So I was like, we're not gonna try to be here longer again.
Yeet.
So this is like I said, this is a new segment that we have called the King's List. All right, the King's List is basically the top 5 wrestlers that basically impressed me throughout the timing of the week or pay per view or whatever. And this top 5 is the top 5 people that impressed me at the Royal Rumble. Number 5,
um, bum, 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 bum,
Joe Hendry.
bum, bum,
As soon as you heard
bum,
his music, the pop he got was apropos because a lot of people have like gave up on Joe Hendry, which is kind of weird. I don't get that.
mm-hmm.
But for him to have that pop, have that moment, because it's the same guy that was to fight John Cena at WrestleMania, and he was to fight John Cena all the time. So
God
for him to
bless.
have that moment in the ring where everybody's singing this song, clapping, doing the whole wave, it it was good for Joe Hendry to have that moment, and good for TNA as well, because this is the first time TNA has had their world champion in the Rumble. It's always been the women's champion.
Yep.
So for him to be the first man to be the world champion in the Royal Rumble for TNA, congrats to Joe Hendry. Like I said, it's only a matter of time until he becomes a WWE superstar. Right now, he's still with TNA as a world champion, but give it a few more, either a year or a few more months, I guarantee you he's gonna be a WWE superstar.
Yep.
All right, number 4 on the list, Roxanne Perez.
All she wanted to do was party all night.
Roxanne Perez had arguably the best night for the she was one of them that had the best night of the night. She
Mm-hmm.
holds the record for the longest time in the women's Royal Rumble. She was the last two in the ring with her and Charlotte, was telling you she's up next, basically. And she was going with everybody in that ring she went with. Mind you, Roxanne's only like 5'3", 5'2". And she can go in the ring to be so small. She's very great in the ring.
Well, hell yeah.
Of course, you know she's Booker T's protege.
I trained her.
She comes from me. She comes from ring of reality of wrestling.
Whew. Yep. God bless Booker T on that one.
Overall, Roxanne, she showed her behind off last night, and
That
like
she
I
did.
said, big ups to her because for her to be NXT talent and have the longest time to being in the Royal Rumble, that's big for her and big for the brand.
Yep.
All right, number 3, Cody Rhodes.
Oh!
Here's the reason why I say Cody Rhodes. We saw a different Cody Rhodes last night. We saw Cody Rhodes that was not the humble guy, that wasn't like the happy-go-lucky guy, the apple pie guy. This was the Homelander ready to kill guy. He was tired,
Oh!
he was tired of KO's trash. He was tired of everything with KO, and he was like, "Look, he brought this on himself. He deserves everything that came to him." One quick Alabama sandwich to the ladder, climb the ladder, grab his two
He killed that
titles,
man.
let's go home.
He killed that man.
He did kill that man. That's number
Yep.
3. Number 2, the Queen, Charlotte Flair. After being,
Woo!
after being gone for almost a year and a half, after basically tear her ACL or her knee, I think she tore her ACL or her knee, I'm not sure. But after tearing ligaments in her leg, she came back, won the Royal Rumble. Now she's going to main event WrestleMania this year as one of the winners. Big ups to her. Like I said, we know she's gonna probably pick Tiffany, but like my man said over here, we are tied 1-1 in WrestleMania matches between Rhea and Charlotte. So to have that possible rubber match will be great. And number 1, we already know who number 1 is. Come on now, this is not even this is a given.
Uso!
Jay Uso is now number 1. He is now the guy that's going to probably ascend to Mania season as it is. He's the winner of the men's Royal Rumble this year. Like I said, his win was a shocker to everybody. It wasn't predictable. It was a good swerve for us. This was a good surprise for us. And for him to have that moment in the ring with his son, going to Mania, possibly winning the World Championship after being a singles competitor for about what, a year and a half now. Jay is going to be do big. I'm telling you. Once he wins that World Championship, he already has a lot of sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
This him winning his title at WrestleMania possibly is going to be bank after bank after bank checks coming towards him. Man, like I said, and like I that's my Kings list for this week. And keep in mind the Kings list does change weekly or it stays the same possibly. We
Mm-hmm.
do it all for about a week due to the playoffs of the football. So this list is new. It could change up possibly. We never know. Well, my list right there: number 5, Joe Hendry; number 4, Roxanne Perez; number 3, Cody; number 2, Charlotte; and number 1, Jay Uso. That is
Oh, so
that is this week's Kings list. All right, man, guys, that's our show for the week.
yup.
So, like I said, this is gonna be like a little light show, so we're gonna be anything crazy. So even though you're retired now, bro, I still ask. Got anything coming up soon or anything? Or any like plays or anything coming up?
No. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am a part of another podcast called Turny Time Podcast. We do our shows um either probably after SmackDown or probably on Saturdays. So if you will be so kind, show them some love. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter, I think. Uh, I don't think we're on Instagram per se. I'll double check. But catch us on YouTube. Our latest episode is up, which is our Royal Rumble predictions. Even though the Royal Rumble is over, if you don't want to watch that, watch the other episodes we got up on there. It's funny as all hell. Viewer discretions is advised.
And whoever like well, of course, it'll be cool to have a crossover.
Oh, 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 I got an idea. Don't you worry.
Like I said, I'm gonna check out the show because like I said, I didn't know you had another podcast.
It, listen, they say
It
I'm cheating
happens.
on them. I'm
It
not.
happens.
Okay. And to all you marks out there that's thinking the same thing, I can't say it on here because it's my man's podcast. I don't care. But still, screw you. I couldn't really.
No, this is the thing, bro. I mean, it's cool to have multiple podcasts. We just don't have to have one. It just that
Exactly.
it just that
Exactly.
I didn't. This is the thing. I didn't even know it was wrestling podcast. I didn't even know. My thing, like I said, I'm gonna check it out. I'll let it be a guest on there and let me know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Just let me know when to come on. I'll come on.
Yeah, I mean, they already listen. They already know about this podcast. They want to play stupid, so what? And if they watch this, I don't care. I don't care. I'm EJ. Damn it.
He has a lot of names, folks. He has a lot of names.
Yeah, yeah, just yeah.
Too many to count.
Oh, and I put my Instagram. No, they ain't even the right Instagram. Anyway, it's Nova Chapter. I just realized what it was, but it's Nova Chapter 32 on Instagram. You can
don't
search that same
don't worry.
name on
I got.
Snapchat.
I have
Yeah,
I have your actual one in the description, so you're good.
there, there you go. So yeah, y'all know what to do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a night. Like I said, we'll be back. Well, actually, no. Next week we will not will be here. Reason why Super Bowl. We will not be here next
Super
week.
Bowl.
We'll be back the following week to keep track of a lot of stuff. So
Hmm.
until then, see you within 2 weeks from now. Okay. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe.